Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're reacting to the most impressive thing about Michael Jordan. I've seen a lot of impressive things in my first deep dive of Michael Jordan's career, but Johnny Arnett thinks that he has the most impressive thing. I'm curious what he's got, man. At this point, I've heard a lot of it. So if you think that this stands above everything else, I'm excited for it. If you're new around here, I started watching ball in 2010, finally going back, doing my due diligence to learn more about the legends of the past, and not just let my fandom be Kobe, be Bron, be Anthony Edwards, whatever current players I'm obsessed with right now. But yeah, dude, let's hop into this and see what Michael Jordan's most impressive thing is. Let's go.
One of the most frustrating things with discussions involving modern basketball fans is their overly simplistic obsession with, quote, efficiency. It seems like everything nowadays boils down to percentages. According to modern fans, Kobe Bryant was an inefficient player. Guys like Allen Iverson and Isaiah Thomas are overrated because some of their best seasons were when they were shooting just above 40%. And a guy like Larry
Just above 40% is a little lower than I would have expected for those two.
Bird shouldn't be considered as one of the greatest three-point shooters ever, since many modern players shoot a higher three-point percentage.
Nah.
Every
Homeboy started the 50-40-90 club. I don't want to hear it.
single day, percentages are blurted out constantly on social media, while they have no idea on how to properly contextualize these percentages. There's usually no consideration of the era, the rules of the time, the volume of attempts, and how defenses were played. All that matters in the simpleton's mind is how this number is higher than this number. Now, with all of this in mind, this leads us to the topic of today's video, which is the most impressive aspect of Michael Jordan. Yes, most people recognize MJ as the greatest player of all time, but usually it's for a variety of predictable reasons. He was freakishly athletic. He was fundamentally sound. He won 10 scoring titles. He was arguably just as good defensively as he was offensively.
Ooh, wait a minute. Just as good defensively as offensively? I don't know if I would go that far. Because Michael Jordan's offense is, like, to me, on another stratosphere. Like, we've seen other great defenders, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know about, like, MJ's the best offensive player. I don't know that you can compare the two.
He set all kinds of statistical records, won all kinds of awards, and of course, he was 6 out of 6 in the NBA Finals. Again, those are usually the main reasons why people see MJ as the GOAT. But I would argue that none of those things are actually the most impressive aspect of Michael Jordan's legacy. What if I told you that Michael Jordan was the most efficient scorer in the history of the league?
Give it to me.
Would that sound crazy to you? Well, if it does, I think it's once again because you haven't properly contextualized the percentages.
Okay.
Young fans like to say that LeBron James is more efficient, and I wholeheartedly disagree with that. Many other young fans commonly refer to Kevin Durant as the greatest scorer in NBA history.
And I just saw Kevin Durant get shut down by a Lakers team without Luka. And they're not even a good defensive team, so I disagree with that.
Essentially because of how efficient he is in combination with his volume of points. Again, I don't see it that way, because it simply doesn't compare to MJ's resume as an efficient scorer. People seriously fail to grasp just how insanely unique MJ was as a perimeter bucket getter.
Give me the stats, dude.
For example, young fans will point out that LeBron has the higher field goal percentage than Michael by a relatively slim margin. But what they don't tell you is that this is in no way a fair comparison, because Michael Jordan was a two guard, while LeBron has played the vast majority of his career as a small forward and even a couple seasons as a power forward, which naturally means more of his shot attempts came closer to the basket. Generally speaking, people never consider positions when talking about shooting efficiency. Look at the average field goal percentage of each position during this NBA season. The average center is hitting his shots nearly 10% more often than the average guard. The forwards also have anywhere between a 2 to 3% advantage over the guards as well. By the way, Kobe Bryant's career field goal percentage was higher than this, while attempting a league leader's worth of field goal attempts per game. And yet, people have the audacity to call him inefficient.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It really goes to show you how people lack a solid understanding of shooting percentages.
It's honestly good to know that that's like the average among the position. I didn't know that.
Now, these averages have basically been the norm throughout NBA history. Now, to put these numbers in a practical comparison, let's use two greats from the same era as an example, Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem shot 51.2% from the field for his career, which is higher than MJ's 49.7%. So some people will automatically come to the conclusion that Hakeem was the more efficient player. But I would never say such a thing, since MJ shot 6 more shot attempts per game and was well over the league average efficiency of his position, while Hakeem was a little bit below it.
Dang.
Generally speaking,
Hakeem, I would have expected better from you being that dominant.
it is analytically proven that as players take more shots, their percentages trend downwards. And the reasons for that should be obvious to anyone who gives it a few seconds of thought. If you're taking more shots, then you're being less selective with your shots, meaning more attempts while contested, more attempts while double teamed, and more attempts with the clock running down. And yet, despite the fact that MJ has the second highest career average of attempts per game in NBA history,
dang, Elgin Baylor was really chucking it up there, wasn't he?
he still shot roughly 50% from the field as a guard. That's not just excellent, that's not just astounding, but it's downright stunning.
Agreed.
Here's another way to look at it. In the history of the NBA, only 25 times has a shooting guard averaged at least 30 points per game over the course of a season. 8 of those times were Michael Jordan, which makes him roughly 1/3 of NBA history at his position. In those seasons, MJ shot a remarkable 51.6% while averaging 32.9 points per game.
Amazing, dude.
In the 17 other seasons from some of the greatest two guards in NBA history, they combined for 46.4% on 31.6 points per game. Simply put, when it comes to perimeter scoring and efficiency, MJ is in a class completely on his own. Now obviously, this same logic and percentages should apply to the efficiency comparison between MJ and LeBron, especially considering how MJ shot 3.5 more shot attempts per game. When you look at the positions they played and the standards set for those positions, there's no question who is the more efficient scorer when you properly contextualize it. This is not all to say that LeBron and KD are not incredibly efficient players worthy of praise for excelling in that aspect, because they certainly are. But in terms of volume and efficiency, MJ separated himself from the rest of the competition at his position.
It's all about size, really. Like, when people see Steph Curry be 50, 40, 90, it's so much more impressive because of how tiny he is relative to, like, the big men of the league. If you're telling me Braun is shooting 50% from the field, but he's attacking the basket relentlessly, and I think he's been doing that less as he's gotten older. So I think when he was younger, he was less efficient, and he's gotten more efficient as he got older because he can't rely on that physicality anymore. But yeah, Kobe shot difficulty way higher than Braun's. MJ, way higher. Steph Curry, way higher. And that's what makes guards so impressive. Like, you really have to be skilled and talented to be in the league. You can't just let your physicality bring you to the end, you know?
Likely more so than any other player who's ever played this game. So what do you guys think? Is Michael Jordan the most efficient scorer in NBA
It's
history?
a good argument.
Or is there someone more worthy of that title? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to the members for supporting the channel, and thanks for watching.
Dude, let me look at Steph real quick. I'm curious what his because he's even smaller. So he's shot 47% from the field and 42% from three. So by that logic, with MJ being at 49%, wouldn't we be able to say that Steph Curry is the most efficient shooter or scorer of all time? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, like, the smaller you get, the more disadvantaged you are. What are the statistics at real quick? And I'm bringing this up not to poo-poo on Jordan, because I'm not gonna lie, dude, I don't even like Steph Curry like that. Okay, no, it is relatively close. Point guards and shooting guards shoot relatively the same amount. So yeah, I would argue that Steph is, I guess, slightly less efficient, but his free throws are better. His 3-point percentage is so much better. Like, the level of difficulty of those shots are a lot better than the big men getting to the basket. So I don't know, guys. Like, what do you think? Do you think MJ's the most efficient scorer of all time? Would you give Steph Curry Would you give him that? I know he plays in an easier era to score, but the shots Steph makes are not easy because he's so tiny. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate right now and think if there's someone more efficient. I think Steph Curry is just like so masterful with the ball. I'm actually even surprised with how many threes he shoots that he is this high, close to 50% overall with his overall field goal. But anyway, let me know what y'all think. I think I can agree that MJ is probably the most efficient player, but I gotta say Steph Curry probably is really close. He might be a close second. But anyway, man, let's start the discourse down in the comments below. I'm gonna keep doing my research because I'm sure I might be missing somebody. Larry Bird was also crazy efficient. Like these 50, 40, 90 guys, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Because Larry Bird, yeah, he was what, 49.6, but he was also a small forward. So I guess based on that, he's more likely to score at the basket. Even though MJ attacked the basket relentlessly as well. I don't know. But I think Michael Jordan is right up there with Steph, with the Bird, KD, the most efficient scorers in the league. So thanks everybody for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Doses!